Imagine if you could achieve more tomorrow, not by working harder, but by working smarter. Just by changing the way you do tiny, everyday things. What if the small effort you put in today could turn into life-changing results a year from now? Today, I'm going to show you how 9 simple habits can transform your small actions into extraordinary outcomes, and why the secret isn't in effort, it's in the way you apply it. 1. Consistency over intensity. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a day and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. The truth is, extraordinary results don't come from occasional bursts of energy. They come from steady, consistent effort. Just showing up every day, even for 10 or 15 minutes, compounds into progress you can't imagine. Imagine planting seeds daily. After months, a small garden grows into a forest. Consistency turns small effort into results that feel almost magical because the momentum builds silently but powerfully. 2. Focus on high-impact actions. Not all effort is equal. Spending hours on tasks that don't matter will exhaust you without producing results. Learn to identify what really drives progress in your life or career. These are the actions that multiply your results. By focusing on high-impact tasks, your small efforts deliver disproportionately large outcomes. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most consistently. 3. Incremental improvement. Success rarely comes overnight. It's about getting just 1% better every day. 1% may seem insignificant now, but over time, these small improvements accumulate into massive change. Think about compound interest. The same principle applies to your skills, your health, your relationships. By committing to tiny daily improvements, your small effort turns into results that feel impossible at first, yet inevitable over time. 4. Time management and prioritization. Your most valuable resource isn't money, it's your time. How you use your hours decides whether your efforts are wasted or multiplied. Prioritize what moves the needle forward. Remove distractions that steal your energy. Structure your day so that your small effort lands where it matters most. Smart management of your time converts tiny actions into outcomes far bigger than the effort you think you're putting in. 5. Mindset of ownership. People often blame luck, circumstances, or other people for their lack of progress. But those who achieve extraordinary results take full ownership of their actions. When you own your decisions and outcomes, even small steps carry weight. Your responsibility multiplies the impact of your actions because you stop waiting for permission or ideal conditions. Ownership turns effort into results because it aligns action with accountability. 6. Leveraging systems and habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of results. When you design systems that guide your daily actions, you reduce the friction of decision making and multiply your output. Automate what you can, simplify routines, and let your environment work for you. The small effort you put into setting up the right systems pays dividends for months and years, creating results far beyond what effort alone could achieve. Consistency over intensity is one of the most underrated secrets of achieving extraordinary results because most people believe that success comes from massive bursts of effort, from working harder than anyone else, from staying up all night or grinding until exhaustion. The reality is far different, far more practical, and far more achievable. When you rely on intensity, you are putting your results on the fragile shoulders of temporary motivation. And motivation is fleeting, unpredictable, and inconsistent. You may feel fired up today, but tomorrow the same level of energy may not come. And when your effort is tied to how motivated you feel, your results will always be unstable. Consistency, on the other hand, does not require you to be perfect, passionate, or endlessly energetic. Consistency asks only that you are to show up, that you take small steps every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the task seems insignificant, because small actions repeated over time compound into results that feel almost magical. It is like planting seeds in a garden. No single seed instantly grows into a tree, but with daily care, water, and sunlight, what begins as a small effort eventually transforms into a forest. The power of consistency is not flashy, it is quiet, it is steady, and it is unstoppable when applied over months and years. Many people underestimate the power of showing up regularly, thinking that only huge efforts matter. But the truth is that consistent, small efforts are far more reliable and far more effective than the rare moments of extreme effort. Imagine if you dedicated just 20 minutes every day to learning a new skill, improving your health, or working toward a financial goal. Those 20 minutes may feel small, almost trivial, but over a year, they add up to more than 120 hours of focused effort. In 5 years, that same small daily commitment translates into over 600 hours, time enough to master a new skill, build a business, or transform your life. Consistency is also what creates momentum, and momentum is the invisible force that makes progress easier and easier. The more consistently you act, the more your habits reinforce themselves, the more your mind adapts to the discipline, and the more effortless your actions become. Intensity alone cannot achieve this because it is often exhausting, unsustainable, and prone to burnout. When you rely on intensity, you may start strong but fade quickly. When you rely on consistency, you build a rhythm that carries you forward even when motivation wanes. Consistency also trains patience, a skill many people overlook. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, the ability to commit to a task over time without immediate reward is rare and valuable. Those who understand that results are a product of sustained effort learn to trust the process, to believe that their small daily actions are building towards something greater, even when they cannot see it yet. This is why people who seem to achieve extraordinary things without working hard are actually masters of consistency. They do not chase quick results or dramatic leaps. They focus on steady, repeated effort that compounds quietly until it produces visible outcomes. Furthermore, consistency creates a psychological advantage because it builds confidence and self-trust. Each time you show up, even for a small action, you prove to yourself that you are reliable, that you can commit, that you can achieve what you set out to do. This builds a foundation of belief that fuels even greater actions in the future. The key to turning small effort into big results is not to exhaust yourself with rare, intense bursts, but to embed actions into your daily routine so that progress becomes inevitable. Consistency over intensity is what allows you to move past procrastination, past doubt, past distractions, and continue forward when others quit. It is the habit of showing up every day, no matter what, that separates those who achieve little from those who achieve extraordinary results. Once you master the art of consistent effort, you unlock the ability to tackle the second essential habit, which is focusing on high-impact actions, because consistency becomes a tool that magnifies the effect of every deliberate choice you make. Without consistency, even the most important actions fail to accumulate. With consistency, even small, seemingly insignificant actions create momentum that transforms your results beyond what most people think is possible. Once you understand that consistency over intensity is the key to long-term success, the next critical step is learning where to apply that consistent effort. Consistency alone is powerful, but if it is scattered across tasks that don't matter, it becomes wasted energy. This is where focusing on high-impact actions transforms your small daily effort into massive results. High-impact actions are the few tasks that produce the greatest outcome relative to the effort invested. The reality is that not all work is created equal. Some tasks consume hours but generate minimal results, while a small number of actions create disproportionate returns. Most people fall into the trap of business, mistaking activity for progress. They fill their days with minor tasks, responding to notifications, attending meetings that could be emails, or working on low-value projects, believing that effort alone will produce results. What they fail to realize is that their consistent effort, while impressive in theory, is diluted across actions that barely move the needle. To make your consistent effort count, you must first identify the activities that truly matter, the ones that directly impact your goals. This requires clarity about what you want and discipline to say no to the distractions that steal your focus. The Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, perfectly illustrates this idea. Roughly 20% of your actions generate 80% of your results. The challenge is recognizing which 20% of your efforts are high impact and dedicating your consistent energy toward them. This is where consistency and focus intersect. Consistent effort without focus produces results that are slow or barely noticeable. But when combined with strategic selection of high-impact tasks, even small daily actions can snowball into extraordinary achievements. For example, imagine a writer who commits to writing every day. Writing consistently is excellent, but if the writer spends hours on social media research that contributes little to their work, the results remain minimal. If instead they focus on producing high-quality content that resonates with their audience, that same consistent effort now has a multiplying effect, building a portfolio, growing readership, and eventually leading to opportunities that were unimaginable at the start. High-impact actions require prioritization, courage, and the willingness to focus on what truly matters rather than what feels urgent or convenient. It means resisting the temptation to scatter your energy across too many tasks and instead concentrating on the small number of activities that will move you closest to your goals. Connecting this to consistency, showing up every day with deliberate focus amplifies the power of your effort. A single focused action repeated consistently has far more impact than dozens of unfocused actions performed sporadically. This is why high achievers often appear to accomplish so much with so little apparent effort. They are not doing everything. They are doing the few things that matter with relentless consistency. Applying this mindset also transforms the way you measure success. You begin to see progress not in the number of tasks completed, but in the value generated. This shift allows you to allocate your energy more intelligently and to see the results of your small, deliberate efforts multiply over time. Furthermore, focusing on high-impact actions encourages problem solving and efficiency. When you know your effort is limited, you begin to identify ways to streamline tasks, remove unnecessary steps, and leverage resources that maximize outcomes. This amplifies the effect of your consistent actions even further. It is not just about working harder, it is about working smarter, focusing on actions that deliver the most significant return for the time invested. Once you combine the principle of consistency with a focus on high-impact actions, you unlock the ability to make small efforts produce extraordinary results. Every consistent action now becomes intentional, directed, and potent, creating a compounding effect that is hard to achieve with effort alone. The ability to identify and commit to high-impact actions also sets the stage for incremental improvement, the next key habit, because once you are focused on the most meaningful activities, small daily improvements in those areas accumulate rapidly, producing growth that feels exponential. This is why focus and consistency together are the cornerstone of turning small effort into big results. Consistent effort applied to the right tasks creates momentum, multiplies results, and transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement over time, proving that success is not about doing more, but about doing the right things consistently. Once you have mastered consistency and focused your efforts on high-impact actions, the next powerful habit that turns small effort into big results is incremental improvement. Incremental improvement is the practice of getting just a little better every day, understanding that small changes accumulate into massive transformation over time. Most people fail because they chase drastic change, thinking that overnight success or dramatic leaps are necessary to achieve meaningful results. They set unrealistic goals, expecting immediate transformation, and when it does not happen, they quit, believing their effort was wasted. Incremental improvement, however, is realistic, sustainable, and deeply effective because it focuses on progress rather than perfection. Even improving by 1% each day may seem insignificant at first, but over weeks, months, and years, these tiny improvements compound in ways that feel almost magical. Imagine learning a new skill and dedicating just 30 minutes a day to it. The improvement may not be noticeable week to week, but after a year, you will have accumulated over 180 hours of focused practice, enough to achieve mastery far beyond what most people attempt in a lifetime. Incremental improvement works hand in hand with consistency because showing up every day ensures that these small gains are repeated and reinforced. It also works with focus on high-impact actions because small improvements in the areas that matter most produce results that are far greater than effort applied randomly. This principle can be applied to every area of life, from health to finances, relationships to career. For example, saving $1 more each day or taking one extra step toward your fitness goal compounds over time, leading to results that are no longer small. The power of incremental improvement lies in its ability to make progress inevitable. It removes the pressure to perform perfectly today and shifts the focus to daily action, which is achievable by everyone regardless of circumstances. Small improvements also build confidence and momentum, reinforcing the habit of consistent action. When you see that your effort, however small, creates measurable results over time, you are motivated to continue, creating a positive feedback loop that accelerates growth. Incremental improvement also teaches patience and resilience. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, the ability to commit to small daily actions, even when results are not immediately visible, is rare and invaluable. It is the people who persist with incremental improvement, who trust the process, and who refine their skills and habits daily that ultimately achieve extraordinary outcomes. Furthermore, focusing on incremental improvement encourages self-reflection and learning. Each day provides an opportunity to analyze what worked, what didn't, and how you can improve tomorrow. This iterative process creates mastery over time because improvement is continuous and self-reinforcing. Incremental improvement also reduces the risk of burnout because it removes the expectation of drastic, unsustainable effort. Small steps are manageable, achievable, and build a foundation for bigger achievements without overwhelming you physically, mentally, or emotionally. When combined with consistency and focus on high-impact actions, incremental improvement multiplies your results exponentially. Each focused, consistent action becomes slightly better, more refined, and more effective than the last, transforming ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. Over time, the compounding effect of these small daily improvements creates skills, habits, and results that far exceed what could be achieved through sporadic bursts of intensity or effort without direction. This principle also changes your perspective on failure. Mistakes are no longer devastating because they are opportunities to improve incrementally. Each correction, adjustment, and tweak contributes to your long-term growth, making small effort increasingly powerful. The key insight is that success is not a single dramatic event, but the sum of countless small, deliberate improvements applied consistently to the right actions. By committing to incremental improvement, you create a life where progress is inevitable. Momentum builds naturally, and the results of your effort multiply quietly but powerfully. Once you internalize incremental improvement, it naturally leads into the next essential habit, which is mastering your time and prioritization, because when small improvements are applied consistently to the most valuable hours of your day, the compounding effect is magnified, accelerating your journey from effort to extraordinary results. Incremental improvement proves that big results are not born from giant leaps, but from the disciplined, focused, and steady refinement of small actions repeated over time, connecting seamlessly with consistency and high-impact focus to create a formula for lasting success. Once you have embraced consistency, focused on high-impact actions, and committed to incremental improvement, the next essential habit that turns small effort into big results is mastering time management and prioritization. Because even consistent, high-value effort can lose its power if it is not applied at the right time and in the right order. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and unlike money, it cannot be earned back once spent. Many people work hard every day yet fail to see progress because their effort is scattered across tasks that are urgent but not important, leaving little energy for the actions that truly drive results. Learning to manage your time effectively and prioritize what matters most ensures that your consistent, incremental effort is not wasted and that every action you take multiplies in value. The first step is recognizing that not every task deserves your attention and that your attention is finite. Most people fill their schedules with distractions, reactive tasks, and low-value activities that provide the illusion of productivity but produce little in terms of real results. To turn small effort into big results, you must identify your most critical activities and protect the time required to complete them. This means saying no to interruptions, declining tasks that do not align with your goals, and creating boundaries that allow you to focus deeply on what matters. Prioritization is about distinguishing between what is urgent and what is important. Urgent tasks demand immediate attention, but often contribute little to long-term success, while important tasks drive results and build the foundation for achievement. By consistently dedicating your effort to important tasks, even in small amounts daily, you create momentum that compounds over time. Time management also involves planning and structuring your day so that your energy aligns with your most valuable work. Identify periods when you are most focused and alert and schedule your high-impact tasks during those hours. Reserve low-energy periods for routine or administrative work. This alignment ensures that your consistent effort is applied where it produces the greatest return. Furthermore, mastering time management allows you to combine the principles of incremental improvement with high-impact actions more effectively. When you consistently improve your skills and actions but fail to apply them to the right priorities, the results will remain limited. By allocating your time strategically, you magnify the effect of every small improvement, turning effort into measurable results faster. Another critical aspect of prioritization is planning for the long term while executing daily. Without a clear vision and goals, consistent effort and incremental improvement can drift into activities that feel productive but yield little tangible progress. Map out your goals, break them into actionable steps, and then schedule your daily actions around these priorities. This creates alignment between what you do every day and the big outcomes you want to achieve. Time management also requires discipline and the willingness to resist short-term temptations that distract from long-term gain. Social media, endless emails, unimportant meetings, and reactive tasks can consume hours without producing results. By protecting your productive time, you ensure that your consistent effort is not diluted and that small actions grow into big results. The ability to prioritize also fosters resilience under pressure because when you know what truly matters, you focus your energy on activities that create impact rather than being overwhelmed by a long list of minor tasks. It transforms how you view work and effort. Every small action you take is now intentional, aligned with your most important goals, and multiplied by the strategic use of time. Mastering time management and prioritization also sets the stage for the next essential habit, developing a mindset of ownership. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life, and ownership over your schedule leads to greater accountability for your results. Applying small effort consistently to prioritize tasks ensures that your actions are not random or wasted, but purposeful, directed, and powerful. The combination of consistency, high-impact focus, incremental improvement, and strategic time allocation creates a framework where small daily actions compound, producing extraordinary outcomes. Every minute spent deliberately on what matters most adds up, and over weeks, months, and years, these accumulated minutes produce results far beyond what most people imagine. Time management and prioritization turn ordinary effort into exponential results because it transforms your work from scattered energy into concentrated power, ensuring that every step forward is meaningful, productive, and connected to your ultimate goals. When small effort is aligned with the right priorities at the right time, the path from action to result becomes shorter, more efficient, and remarkably effective, demonstrating that success is not about working harder, but about working smarter with every consistent, intentional step.